Color Outside the Box is a podcast series that focuses on creating a better you. Whether it's advice about family, relationships, raising children in this technological world, marriage, or careers, we seek to find the answers to help you live your best life. So start your Monday morning off right with me, your hostess with the mostest, Princess Miller, on Color Outside the Box right here on iTunes and everywhere podcasts can be heard. And thank you for tuning in to another edition of Color Outside the Box podcast with your hostess, Princess Miller. And today we're back in the studio with another guest with us today. Today we have Dr. Nina Ford Johnson. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Excellent. Doing wonderful. Thank you.
I am so happy to have you here in the studio with me today. With all of this talk about the coronavirus and COVID-19, I thought it would be befitting to have you to come in and just talk to us from your perspective on how we as mothers can protect our children. So explain to us what the coronavirus is.
Very good. So the coronavirus has actually been around for a very long time. This is just a new strain of the coronavirus. I actually had a patient who tested positive for coronavirus about a month ago, but I had to tell her, you know what, it's not the one we're scared about. It's the one that causes a common cold, cough, runny nose, sneezing, and things of that nature. So what's different about this one is that it's just a new strain. They call it COVID-19, and 19 because it was discovered in 2019.
Oh.
And so usually with coronaviruses, it causes symptoms like the common cold, cough, runny nose, fever, body ache, sometimes some nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Actually, this is actually common symptoms of coronavirus, this new one, the new strain, COVID-19. It's just now that this one is pretty fatal. About 2% of people who contract this particular virus, especially the adults, we haven't seen it in children yet, but 2% of adults who do contract this it is fatal. They do pass away. And so with this particular virus, the issue is the severity of the symptoms that can occur. And so that's why we're just being really extra cautious, which is very necessary because of what we've seen happen with this virus.
Mm-hmm. So, there's been a lot of talk and speculation on social media. Yes. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about is what makes this, we had other outbreaks. We had E. coli. We had a number of other things that have taken place in this nation. Why are we so, gung-ho about, hey, let's hop on this. Let's shut everything down. Everybody stay in your houses for 2 weeks. What makes this so different?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think it's because of, like I said, the severity of the symptoms. And when the person who contracts this illness, when it gets really severe, it can affect them pretty badly, where it basically causes havoc on the respiratory system. And not only that, also the heart. And so if a lot of people contract this illness and flood our emergency rooms and our hospitals, we don't have enough ventilators, we don't have enough doctors, nurses, or capacity to take care of these people. And that's what happened in China, and that's what happened in Italy. All these people who got sick with this illness, because they weren't quarantined originally, like they weren't shut down like we are now or starting to now, it flooded the system and it was just too much for them to handle. And I think because of that, we saw a lot of fatalities as a result. So I believe that since we're starting to quarantine ourselves and kind of tuck back, and social distancing is the new term that we're saying now, because we're doing that, I think that's going to help relieve our medical system. Now, will it cut down on the amount of people who get the virus? We don't know that yet. We do know that children are a vector, right? So I tell parents that, when I see a kid in the office and they have some type of illness, I say, sometimes this can be contagious, meaning you, the parent or a guardian, can get this. And sometimes when the adults get it, they get sicker than the children.
Oh, yeah. I've experienced
that. And what happens is because the children, their immune system is robust. It's brand new. They can fight off anything and everything. That's what I love about children. They are so resilient, not just on illnesses, but in everything in life. So I digress. But going back to what we were talking about, But when the adults get sick, it takes their immune system longer to fight it. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we have to cut down the schools and keep them out of school, because kids, they talk to each other, they laugh and they play and they share drinks and they share germs, and that's how it spread here from there.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, because we were talking about children. What can we do as parents to make sure that our kids are being protected during this outbreak?
We can do a myriad of things. One thing, if your child is on any medication, like asthma medications, make sure they are up to date and have refills on their medication and that they're taking it regularly. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we've caught up on all our vaccinations, because what we're seeing with this COVID-19, that there are sometimes other infections associated with this. So if we vaccinate our children from it, they're less likely to get those other bugs associated, or that they can catch with this virus. So we can vaccinate our children. We can feed them healthy things. We can keep them safe by like washing their hands, and you know, we say that all the time and about washing our hands, but it's so important how something so simple and so easy can actually prevent the spread of illnesses. Making sure that they're eating right. Giving them foods that are full of antioxidants like the berries and the green leafy vegetables, and drinking plenty of water. All of that is necessary to keep our children healthy.
Awesome. So let's dive back into the COVID-19.
Yes.
One of the things that has been said on social media, I want to dispel some myths, because there are a lot of things. Oh man, if you drink Coronas, you're immune from the coronavirus. So tell us talk about these myths and how can, let's get the truth out, because people need to be educated.
Very good. I've seen so many myths. One myth I saw, that if you're black, you're immune to it. That's not true. Mm-hmm. There have been deaths of the coronavirus here in the United States of African Americans. Mm-hmm. So we can catch it just like anybody else can. Another one I've seen is if you gargle something and it hits your stomach, the virus is killed by the stomach acid. Not true.
I just heard a preacher say that yesterday on YouTube. I was watching a televangelist. Yes. And he said that as well.
Not true.
Stomach acid won't kill it?
It won't kill it. Because, you have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea that are some of the symptoms associated with COVID-19. Mm-hmm. It does not kill it. The virus is a virus that gets better on its own. So right now, there's not really any treatment for it. Now, us physicians, we're throwing the kitchen sink at it. Mm-hmm. We're trying all type of medications. Sometimes people are getting Tamiflu, which is what we treat the flu with. They're treating the really sick patients with that. They're getting HIV medicines. Maybe stopping because it's a virus. So they're thinking maybe if the HIV medicines can stop HIV and its replication, can it also do the same for this particular virus? There are a number of other medications out there that they're trying. There's actually, I think it's chloroquine or Plaquenil, but it's what we treat malaria with. So people are trying to decide if we need to try that. Or is there a prophylaxis? If we take that medicine, will it prevent us getting coronavirus, this COVID-19? So there's a lot of things out there that we just don't know, but we are trying our hardest to figure out. And there's not a vaccine available yet. It may take about 14 to 18 months before one is formed. So we have some time, but they're working on it.
Okay. So what about masks? Because we hear, you get a mask, it doesn't work. And then, then there are people saying wear a mask if you're, if you think you may have some of these symptoms. Tell us about the mask situation. Do they really work?
You know what? I find that if you wear a mask, it's only good if the person are sick. And if you're wearing a mask, well, if you're sick, you need to be at home anyway, away from everybody else. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be out and about handling business or going here and there, and especially at work. So the mask only works, and it's just a regular face mask, is if you yourself are sick, but you should be at home. And we're seeing a lot of people who are using these masks inappropriately. I've seen them at the stores and everywhere else. Not necessary, because what happens, it depletes the healthcare workers. It depletes our our stash of it, our stock of it. And so we're running low on things. We're going to the point in our office where we're having to hide our mask because our patients and our families, God bless them, because there's nothing left in the stores. They're taking it for themselves. And so there's nothing for us to use when we really need it because Lord knows what we're exposed to on a daily basis.
So speak to our healthcare workers. What do you recommend to build your immune system during this time that you're being exposed to anywhere from probably 20 or more patients a day?
Correct.
Each one, with their own set of germs or issues that they're dealing with. And, what do you recommend to build your immune system?
So to build the immune system, I definitely recommend proper rest. That is so key. That is something that I feel that we don't get in this technological world.
Yes.
We are always on the phone. We're always checking everything, and our minds are always going and moving. So I recommend proper rest, 8 to 10 hours at night, as difficult as that may be. Exercise is also good. That's so good for the body, and it's good for the mind. Drinking plenty of water. I find that to be so necessary. 64 or 72 ounces a day if we can handle it. Because our body is made up 80% of water, so very necessary. Like I said, foods rich in antioxidants. All of our berries are great fruits. Strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, apples and oranges. Those are the best fruits for us. Anything else may have too much sugar. So let's go to the antioxidant fruits. We can do green leafy vegetables, always good. And I tell parents, make a smoothie for your child and add some kale or something in there. They're not going to know that. And then when you make put the strawberries in the smoothie, include the green stuff that's already on the strawberry. Okay, that's fine as well.
I did not know that.
Yes, why not? They won't
learning
know
something today.
Right, they can't tell the difference. So those are usually the things I recommend. Vitamin C, and then like oranges, maybe taking a daily vitamin will not hurt at all. I even recommend some families to even do probiotics, which is an all-natural medicine that you can take once a day because our body has natural normal flora, bacteria that resides in us that helps our body. Let's replenish that daily. So you can take a probiotic once a day. It can be found in some yogurt like Activia and others.
Okay, awesome. We're going to take a commercial break right here, and we'll be right back with Dr. Johnson to talk to us more about the coronavirus and how we can protect ourselves and our children. Stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? Trey here to tell you about one of the best gym experiences in Mobile, Embrace Fitness Training Center. Embrace Fitness is more than just a gym. We offer personal training, speed and agility training, golf simulator, golf fitness, boot camp classes, child care, and even powerlifting. We're open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We love families, and kids are welcome. At Embrace Fitness, we believe that a family that works out together will stay together and live healthier and happier lives. So embrace the new you. We're located on Airport Boulevard near Cody Road. Try Embrace Fitness Training Center today. Your first visit is on me.
Princess Creative Productions can provide affordable and professional video services for small to mid-sized businesses. Our in-studio virtual set shoots start as low as $200. Let our expert get to work on your next video project. Call 251-421-4490 to book your next shoot. And we're back on the Color Outside the Box podcast with your hostess Princess Miller, and our special guest Dr. Ford is in the studios with us today, telling us about what we can do to protect ourselves as well as our children during this time of COVID-19 outbreak. As many people know, the coronavirus. And so I want to talk about people with compromised immune systems, because there are a lot of people out there that are already dealing with certain diseases, metabolic diseases, and now we have this going around. Talk to us about what they could do to protect themselves.
That's very good. I think the main thing those people with compromised immune systems need to do is practice the social distancing, keeping themselves out of public eye, out of public view, as much as as much as they may not want to. That can be a challenge. So that means maybe not going to the grocery store. What's great about technology these days, you can have somebody that can drop off your groceries to you. Staying away from church. Again, as difficult as that may be. But now we have technology where you can live stream it on computer.